Hey guys, welcome back. This is Vengat. So in this video, we're going to see one of the concept under chat client API, because we have seen chat client API how we can able to connect it with OpenAI model and other models, and we are getting the response from the LLM, right? So there are many concepts, but one of the concepts I'm going to show, which is nothing but the defaults. Okay, so defaults, how we going to use it, and what is the purpose of the default, that I will show you with some demos. So let's get started. So let me open the documentation. If you see, this is the Spring AI documentation. So if you go to this particular chat client API section, right, you will see this right hand side, you will see all the functionalities. Under that, there is one option called defaults. Okay. So what is the use of defaults first of all? So defaults usage is like, for example, we have multiple controllers in our system, right? If you are creating any project also, obviously you have to going to have multiple endpoints, right? But some of the endpoints going to be tagged with one use case, correct? For example, I'm going to create one hotel booking or travel and hotel booking assistant. Okay, in this case, I can have multiple booking or canceling or what else is there, inquiry, all those things going to be one on use case and one on endpoint I will create. But if you take this all these endpoints, what is the context behind this? Context is nothing but it's a AI travel agent, right? AI travel and a hotel booking assistant, right? So what will happen? We will start to pass this system context, because we, until unless we are not giving any guidelines to the LLM, it won't behave in that particular guidelines. It will start to give the response in the general way, correct? So we will pass this particular context as a system message every controller and every request, correct? To avoid that, only this defaults come into picture. Okay, maybe I'll show you with some code which we have already written, then how we will eliminate that, and I'll show you with some examples. Okay, there is one prompt controller which we have implemented. So if you see here, so here I'm passing this system message only about tech, which means I'm giving guidelines to the LLM. So as I mentioned, if you are creating any travel or assistant, hotel booking assistant agent we are building, right? So what I will do, I'll pass this system message here every request, correct? So you might think like, okay, in this scenario, why defaults? I can create as a constant variable, right? I can create a constant variable, maybe static variables I can put, and I can include that constant variable here, and it's going to be reusable. I need not to same put that message, that what is the string in everywhere, right? That is the first thing it will comes into our mind. But think like, again you are including that, even though you are creating as a separate variable, but again you are including in the all the controller, right? So defaults here, it's to eliminate. You need not to add this code at all. Okay, so when you're passing this user message, automatically the system message has to pass. That is the idea. Okay, so now let's start with how we can do that. So here you can see in the documentation, they are creating one configuration and setting one bean for chat client actually. But if you refer our chat client bean, what we have created, okay, this is our app config. You can see I have created like a chat client only by using chat client builder, but I'm not injecting this chat client builder by Spring. Directly I'm using this, and I'm injecting only the chat model directly here. But this code and this code is completely different, correct? Then what is the use and which one I have to follow? No worries. See, the thing is like, this idea is like, for example, you can imagine you have one application which going to connect only one model. In this scenario, whether it's an OpenAI, whether it's a Hugging Face, the different models, you need not to worry about it, correct? Directly you can inject this chat line builder and you can pass this message, all those things. Okay, but in my case, I have multiple chat models in this particular application. For example, here only OpenAI. Tomorrow I will add this Hugging Face also, maybe Azure AI, all those things I'll add. So in that case, we can directly substitute this model. Okay, so Spring AI will automatically inject it. Then once it is injected, then I can pass this model and directly build the chat client with that particular model. So it's a separate bean. It's a separate bean for only for specific model. Likewise, I can create multiple beans. Basically, it's a one application which have multiple model connectivity. Okay, in that case, you can go ahead with this. Either of this you can use it. There is no harm in that. So I'm going to stick with this one only. So if you see after this builder, if I put type dot, you can see there is a default system is coming. So there are multiple default methods. So first I will start with default system. Here we will give some prompt, which I already took it actually. So if you see, I created one prompt like, you are an AI travel hotel booking assistant for a travel company, and these are the tasks you can able to do it. So I'll take this, just the system prompt. Basically it's a guideline, and guidelines are context to the LLMs. Okay, I added this. Okay, so now let me go to the controller which I have created. This is just a controller, one endpoint chat client defaults, and I created one get method with the system, and I'm just receiving the query as a query parameter. I mean, query is a query parameters, returning null, nothing basically. So now what we will do, we'll start with the chat client dot prompt dot, instead of system I'm going to put user. Okay, here I'll pass the query, then call it and content. Okay, so now you can see I'm just passing the query. If I call this, what will happen? Let's see. Let me run it. Okay, it's completed. Let's run this. Let's change this to raw. You can see travel booking assistant is coming. Okay, but if you see the endpoints, right, I didn't pass anything. Agree, I didn't pass any system. How it is coming? Because default, by using this defaults only, this kind of things is achievable, because every request the default will get substituted. Okay, so if you feel like something, we can make it as a default which can be substituted every request, then we can make it as a default. Okay, now you can see, let me do one thing. I told you, right, there are multiple methods. I'll do one thing. I'll take this method. Let me stop it. I'll put user. Okay, default user also it is there. Okay, so what I will do, I will remove this query. Okay, maybe I can keep this query. Yeah, I'll show you this one default, but what I'm going to do, in app config, I'll keep the system. After this, if I put dot default, you can see default user is coming. So I'll put hello list all hotels. Okay, list all hotels. I'll just comment this just for the understanding. Okay, if I hit this endpoint, what will happen? It should always give the list of hotels, right? Okay, so let's go to endpoint. Let me clone it. I'll put user clone. So let's close this. User defaults. I'll put user here. Okay, so here, I mean, anything we can give, that's fine. Let me send it. So what is our expectation? It should give a list of hotels. Let me see what it is giving. Yeah, it is asking, I can help you find hotels. I need a bit information. Basically, it is trying to book a hotel. That's why it is asking this kind of clarifications, right? Now you might think like, okay, was you are commented this user. Okay, what will happen if I pass this? Okay, let me uncomment it. I'll try to run this. Okay, some joke. I told you, I set the user message as a defaults, so it will always give the list of hotels, right? Now I'm passing some query here. Okay, let's see what is coming. See, here is the travel related joke for you. Why don't you cite some joke it is giving, right? Why? Even though we set the default, why it is giving like that? Because once you set the default, if you are not overriding the default, then it will always pick the defaults. Okay, but what we are trying to do here we are trying to override it, right? Whatever it's already set in the default, the chat client object what we have created, but here we are simply overriding it. That's why whatever the query is coming, it is taking. Okay, similarly, can we override the system? It is possible. What we can do in the system, maybe I can override like you are a chef. Okay, you are a chef. Now let me run this. Okay, now if I hit this, previously it is giving a joke related to travel. Now you can see it is related to cooking. Why? Because we override the system as well. Okay, so this is all about the defaults. Okay, and if you go to the documentation, one second, yeah, you can see there are a couple of defaults is there. Okay, default options, default functions, default advisors and all. So this default option and all, we already seen the chat options also actually. What the parameter for the LLM, what we can send it. So that also we can set it a default. maybe this is the model you have to use, this is the max token you have to use, all those things we can set it by default. And the default function, till now we didn't see any function calling related stuff, and advisor also we didn't see it, but till now we have seen this user and system, correct? This advisor and function and all we will see later. Okay, so this is all about, you can see here actually full. Okay, so I think you have some idea about the defaults, right? You can play around the defaults. Okay, so I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.